Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about people, interest groups, or groups in general that seem to search for discrimination. Groups like PETA, who seem to be at the moment are targeting video games as like the certain games are cruelty to animals, especially Nintendo with the Mario games, because he wears this in Super Mario Brothers 3. He wears a tanuki suit, which is the skin of a raccoon, and that's towards violence against raccoons and jumping on turtles and all this sort of. Seriously, you're fucking reaching for discrimination. You're just trying to find it. Oh, and certain types of feminism. Not all feminism, or not all feminists. Just certain types of feminists that actually try and search, I swear, just search for misogyny. They just search for it. In movies, in TV shows, and in video games. Not pointing any fingers, Anita Sarkeesian. Now I'm going to talk about this for a minute. I haven't watched all of her videos. I haven't watched any of her videos fully. I haven't watched any of her videos. But I have seen a lot of people respond to her videos. And I've seen a lot of footage by watching those responses. Now, what I will state is simply that her evidence for misogyny in video games is not evidence at all. But she is seeing certain bits of information from a certain viewpoint, from her own, let's say, biased perspective. And not that there's anything wrong with having your own perspective, having an opinion. That's fine. But trying to classify this as evidence, I'm sorry, but that's misinformation. You're misinforming people by stating that this is evidence when this is just the way you see it personally, because you think stuff in the video game has been misogyny, when it's not. It's more of a fucking plot or a plot point. And it just so happens that if a woman's in that situation, then it has to be misogyny. Really. I mean, really, I think it's just a little bit silly to actually, link that to misogyny, this sort of stuff that's in video games. I'm sorry. And the most obvious sort of thing, the whole implication that the stuff that you're implying. So, you're implying that if misogyny happens in a video game, that misogyny will happen in real life, will happen in society. If these look, let's go with the concept that you're right. I disagree entirely, but whatever. Let's just go with the whole idea that you're right, that this is evidence, and this is the way it actually is. And it is misogyny. Are you implying that if it's in a video game, that it's going to happen in society? I'm sorry, but I think we've already gathered the whole concept that doesn't happen. I think we already gathered that violence in a video game doesn't cause violence in society. Same as misogyny in a video game, or accused misogyny in a video game doesn't cause misogyny in society. Enough with this whole media having this much of an impact on a person's psyche. That is... Let me calm down. This shit again. That media has such an impact, a huge impact on someone's psyche and mental capacity, that they're influencing us in such a fucking way. No. No, 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 no. I'm sorry, I will never agree with someone who has that perspective, who tries to imply that kind of concept. Look, we, as people, can deter the difference between a video game, movie, TV show, and real fucking life. We know the fucking difference, especially in a video game. We know that happens in a video game doesn't mean that the behavior in which we see or we got to recreate in society. That whole concept. We can deter and use our brains and know the difference between video games and real life. I'm sorry, but that whole argument really pisses me off when it comes from a friggin' ignorance perspective. Why? Why? And back to fucking Peter with you. Certain types of feminists and these animal rights movement groups are searching for discrimination. You're searching for fucking discrimination. Anything that may be in any way, shape or form going along the same mindset or thing that you stand up for or thing that you're a part of, if there's anything that's kind of along those same contexts, it's discrimination. All of a sudden it's discrimination. No, it's coming from your, let's be honest, biased perspective. Same with the animal rights. It's coming from your own biased perspective. Just because there's violence towards an animal in a video game, and it's not even really violence, and you know what I mean? You don't see Mario slice open a friggin' raccoon and stick into it. I mean, seriously, if we went along with your crazy theories and that about misogyny and about animal rights and all that, if we went along with what you were saying and, you know, trying to ban it and actually did succeed, then what happens when more groups see discrimination because of this reason, because of that reason, because of this reason? No, everyone will be too fucking afraid to say anything. Too many people will be afraid of what they put in movies. People will be too fucking afraid what they put in a TV show. People will be too fucking afraid to put anything that may be kind of offensive to someone in a fucking video game. People will be wearing t-shirts that are just plain and will all be just fucking drones. They don't say a fucking word to each other because we don't want to offend anyone. Please, get some tougher skin. So, number one, these people are using their own biased perspective and opinion and clarifying it as evidence, as well as going along the fucking stupid fucking concept that anything in media can have such a fucking impact that it can cause the same sort of behavior in society. Which is dead fucking wrong. You know, it's just dead wrong in my opinion. And I am actually clarifying it as my opinion, not fact or evidence. This is my opinion. But I reckon there'll be a vast majority that will fucking agree with me. Then again, I could be wrong. I mean, what I just said sounded kind of arrogant. Sorry about that. But there's that many different perspectives on how people see things. It's simple as that. But I will say this. These special interest groups seem to search for discrimination that's not fucking there and seem to blame the ills of society on media, on TV shows, on movies, and especially on video games. They seem to be the new evil of the world at the moment. I'm not going to tell you that I am 100% right. But I'm also not going to tell you that they're 100% right. What I'm going to tell you is to think for yourself and come to your own conclusion. Some may agree with me, some may agree with the other side. Because we all have opinions, we all have our own personal perspective, and I can understand that. But there's a difference between stating things as opinions and then stating things as absolute facts and evidence. And before I go, I would like to say this. These special interest groups seem to like to play the victim card. I'm a victim. I'm being victimized. What I believe is being victimized. What I stand for is being victimized. I'm being victimized. You're being victimized. Everyone's being fucking victimized. Well, if that's the case and everyone's being victimized, who's the perpetrator? Kuiper's out.